Nella Forest here. And a respondent says, "Hi Pansgrove. I think it would be very interesting if you make a video about the magical circle." Well, before I do that, let me make this video kind of like a pre-video to that. And for those who don't really know, I worship Pan personally. And my kind of magic is based on, well, I used to say the Greek way. Then somebody corrected me. You should say the Republic of the Hellenists or something like that. Okay, that and Threskia. Also, I like to look at Strega, which is really connected to more of an Etruscan belief system. And I kind of look a little bit at Thelema. Another thing that I kind of connect with is the William Gray works. That is a little ceremonial. I started out ceremonial, actually. I started dealing with arcane magic first and foremost. Then I went into Wicca. And then later on I became pagan. So basically, I think more of a Hellenist view on things, or Hellenist-like view, is that everything is connected eventually. And to not acknowledge any kind of spiritual entity would be naive. In other words, perhaps that there are daemons out there, D-A-E-M-O-N-S. Perhaps there's even demons out there, especially if you really look at more of the Threskia belief that whatever magic we do is connected to ourselves. This is very connected to psychology, actually, because it was Jung who came up with these archetypes inside of ourselves. Well, if you take it one step further, these archetypes could be connected with what William Gray would think of as manifestation forms, illusions that we can create because we are in ourselves creators. And that's kind of the magic that I deal with. And when you talk about the magical circle, that's one of the most important things, I think, in magic, along with purification. Literally, I do nothing without purification. The magical circle, I would never, ever go without the magical circle if I was calling up anything questionable, for whatever reason, or if I was doing something with a group of people. Why? Why? Because think of it this way. Magic, in a certain sense, is about control. Control over what you're doing. Control over the environment that you can control. In Strega, we call it the microcosm and the macrocosm. Microcosm is the world that you can control. What in the world, what in your life that you can control? The macrocosm has to do with things outside of your control, outside of maybe even your sight, your vision, that would deal with, for example, the gods or the goddesses have an impact on you, or the Lord and Lady in Strega. Basically, I see it as more of a dualistic and polytheistic in one, but you know, some people don't. Anyhow, my point is that it's about control. If you don't purify your area, then you can't control the kinds of energies that are in your area. And if you don't cast that magical circle, then you're not in control as far as allowing things in and out of your area. So if you ever see anybody not casting a circle, not purifying, and they don't have a general reason for it, you know, let's just say, okay, not all Hellenists go about doing magic and doing all this kind of stuff. Okay, well, if they say that they don't really believe, that's one thing. But if somebody's performing a magical circle and they're not purifying it, they're not casting a circle, you better have a pretty good reason for not doing these things. Otherwise, you might not want to be in the circle with them, or their area, anyhow. And, you know, this all boils down to belief. I never really wanted to think this way. But actually, one time, I had a student for 2 years. She learned kind of at a slow rate, but still, it boiled down to belief and commitment. Because even at 2 years, and I was, you know, drilling things into her head time and time again, she had to take an end test with me. She forgot to cast her circle. She forgot to purify for the most part. And there's a lot more things that she did wrong, but it's like, oh, you're not in control as far as allowing things in and out of your area. When you're dealing with a group, or when you're leading a group, what you do affects them. So if you don't purify your circle, if you don't even cast the circle, and you're in control of that ceremony, may the gods have mercy on you.